What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for a movie review. As you can see, I got my homie back. It's been a while, but I had to bring in my resident horror expert, Xero Gravity. How you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm ready to talk about this movie. Yeah, let's get to it. I got stuff to say.
That's right. Lucky is going to be releasing on Shudder March 4th. It is a Shudder original. It was also a South by Southwest official selection. So that was the biggest, eyebrow raiser for me is when you make it a South by Southwest, then you got to be, packing something good. And indeed, this was a fantastic film. Fantastic film. I got a lot to talk about, but I give it off to you quickly. What's this? What is this about? What do we watch?
All right, so we're following a kind of classic Michael Myers stalking case. We have a very scary villain, a very scary white man targeting this woman who, every night, constantly. And we kind of get into this like Twilight Zone, Black Mirror type fever dream where she's being attacked night after night after night and is not seeming to get the help that she needs. It's like going in one ear and right out the other. So the frustration that like boils as the film goes, it's hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. It's a good one.
Yeah. So this is starring Brea Grant, who's also making her writing debut, if I'm not mistaken, and alongside of directed by Natasha Kermani. This was a very interesting film. The first thing that jumps out to me was the score and the sound mixing. Super chilling sound. And I will say, attached to this villain, this antagonist, is this very creepy and abstract theme. So much like you said, the Michael Myers type of tropes going on here. Whenever he's appeared, there's a theme attached to it, but like it is super chilling. Like when I first heard it, I was like, oh, okay. And like as it continued to reoccur, as his appearances reoccurred throughout the film, I was really digging it. So like I definitely loved the score. And the sound mixing here, it definitely added a layer to the horror aspect here.
Another thing that I like about the score and just the sound design in general with this one is that it really backs up that kind of Twilight Zone-y feel that I had mentioned before, kind of like as markers as to when you're in reality and when you're really not. I just want to say though, this is not, if you want answers, this is not the film for you. You're not going to get any answer. This is one that just sticks in your brain and you kind of have to pick at it for a while. It doesn't have the straight avenue, but there are good clues that you can use with the score to kind of figure out, all right, what's real and what's not. Where are we?
Yeah. There's a lot of irony going on here. And like, I'm going to be honest. I'm gonna get a little personal with this. For a minute, I was worried what was happening with this film. I was trending towards the level of disappointment, but the deeper and deeper it got, the better and better it got. And also the more and more crazier it got. And the more and more I start wondering, like, what the hell is going on? I checked the time 3 separate times within the film. The first 30 minutes, like so much happened, yet nothing was revealed. And then like the second act, I was like, why do I still not know what's going on? And then like the third act was just like the next icing on the cake of just absolute craziness that happened. But I will say this, please folks, stick this one through. Stick it through, because it is how this all comes together and the message that it is attached to, the theme that's attached to, super powerful. Super powerful. Yeah, mind blowing.
Totally agree. You have to stay with it at the beginning. I feel like I kind of had that same, I was gonna stick through to the end just because I'm always curious how the end of the movie ends, but I was getting that like, oh, okay, I feel like I can almost like typecast this movie from maybe like the first 10-15 minutes. I was like, all right, I kind of see where this is going. I had no idea they were going to take it to the extent that they did. But it's easy to do that in the beginning. And I would just advise you to just hold on a little bit. Because it does take that theme that you would be, that I know Najir and I were thinking in the beginning, but it really stretches it in a way that makes that kind of cliche way more interesting and dimensional than it would be otherwise. So we have like the victim complex here. Woman is crying for help, and nobody seems to believe. It's really like, have you seen the episode of The Twilight Zone with it's William Shatner, and he's on a plane, and every time he has like anxiety, he looks out the window. There's like Bigfoot is on the wing. He's like, "Yo, there's a man on the wing." They call the flight attendants over, like, "There's no man on the wing." It's just that cat and mouse the whole time, but they really do it in a way that doesn't get boring. It's repetitive, but it's the kind of repetitiveness that keeps boiling the water and really picks at you. And at first you think, oh, I've seen this before. I know what's going to happen. And then it doesn't. And it just drags you along for that ride. So like I said 3 times before, just stick with this one. You might think you know what you're in for, but I don't know if you really do.
Yep, good point. You brought that up, because I literally was about to say that there was many times where I was trying to guess what was happening, and at the same time, while I was guessing, I was hoping I was wrong, because I didn't want what I was thinking to actually happen.
Right.
But at the same time, too, like, this film addresses a societal problem, and I'm victim of it too by watching this. Is that the idea of thinking she was crazy? And like, once you see the message behind it, then you're gonna be like, we got to do better. That's literally it. Like, we got to do better. And I just really love the theme, the message. And I think another important thing here is to pay attention to all of the dialogue in the film, because it all means something. And at the times where you start questioning, is this Looney Tune talk or not? No, the dialogue is truly the pieces of the puzzle. The events certainly gives you the picture, but like the dialogue, for me, pieces the puzzle together for everything that this movie is trying to say.
Yeah, the one that really hit for me, which obviously because it's the title of the movie, but the line like, "Oh, you're so lucky," really that holds a lot of weight. Obviously, it's the title of the movie, but it holds a lot of weight in this movie, and it's like microaggressions. Many people grew up with having microaggressions thrown at them, and you never really think that these phrases can be damaging and can be offensive and make you feel bad, but they do. And I think if anything else, that's what you should take away from this film, is that it's also, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Particular wording, but the "you're so lucky" totally diminishes. Oh my, oh no, you're so lucky you got a successful podcast. No, you're not lucky. Worked for this. And it's that I'm not exactly getting what I'm deserving, but I'm presenting it to you. That looks like a cake, and it looks pretty, but it's not what it is underneath, and that it echoes throughout that film. So when you hear that phrase when you're watching this movie, I urge you to really pay attention to the dialogue a little more, because that's you can take that outside of the movie as well.
Absolutely. I definitely want to say Brea Grant again. I thought the writing was fantastic, but also her performance was very good. Davru Singh, who I am a huge fan of from the show Good Trouble. So seeing him in a different complex here, I definitely was intrigued. Not much of a performance from him, but there's definitely a career outside of television, definitely on the big screen film. And I think horror is a good seat at the table for him. So I will be very interested in seeing more of him in the future. But nonetheless, like, this was a fantastic film. Be patient with this. It really, really tells a good message. And at the same time, please pay attention to the dialogue, because I think the dialogue is definitely the pieces of the puzzle that makes this film work. And with all the events and everything that's going on as well, they're executed well, and I think it complements the theme and the message very good. But it's absolutely driven through the dialogue for me, and I'm just, it's crazy, because again, I went to the first 20 minutes, I was just like, ugh, and then I was like, interesting. Then the next part, I was like, very interesting, also strange. And then I'm like, wow, like
Mhm.
literally, wow.
Mhm.
So, folks, I can't stress enough. March 4th, you got to check this out on the Shudder app. If you don't have the Shudder app by now, then you clearly can't be following me
Change
because I've
that.
been telling you to go get that. So,
Change that.
for sure, so much good content. There's a ton of good things coming out this month as well. So you definitely want to jump on the bandwagon now and don't miss out. You have any closing thoughts on this film before we wrap up?
I'm okay. There's no spoilers here. I'm not gonna tell you what happens at the end. But the ending was my favorite part. It really was my favorite part. Besides all the microaggressions in the dialogue that we get that kind of, you know, make your antennas go up like, like yeah, that's like, you know, a little weird. The ending for me really it brought everything full circle. And like I said, this is kind of like a Twilight Zone, Black Mirror kind of feel where you don't get answers. You don't have the answers. But the ending is enough to I guess give meaning to the entire piece as, you know, it's as its own message. So it comes full circle. You might not get the answers that you're looking for, but the closure is a different kind of closure, and I thought that was really cool. It's one that sticks with you after you turn the movie off, and you know you got to pick at it for a little bit. So I'm excited for you people going to watch it for the first time and have that experience.
Absolutely. And I'm excited for you all to jump in the comments. Let me know what you thought about this film after you check it out. I will definitely be talking about spoilers once this released. So again, March 4th on the Shudder app. But then after that, any questions or any confusion that you may be having on this film, I'm definitely in the comments with you. So definitely drop me a note. Also, if you can look down in the description, you will see Xero's review for this as well. And social media, definitely give her a follow and keep up with her. She is a huge horror enthusiast, way more than me. If you guys like me, I mean, you're probably going to be more of a fan of her without a doubt. So definitely check out her review, and she'll be back for more reviews too. And hopefully, and hopefully you all will be back too. So definitely hit that subscribe button. I'll catch y'all around very soon for our next review. Thank you for watching, folks.